What's up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And welcome to this late night / early morning drop day preview video. I'm pouring a nice hot cup of coffee to keep me alive, alert, and awake because we have a lot to discuss. And this is an off-the-cuff video, unrehearsed, and I do not have any notes. The only thing that I will be using in this video will be the Medium website to look at the drop. What we will discuss will be the items in the drop, what is going to happen after the drop, and what I've noticed that a lot of you people have been doing during these drops. And then I'm going to give you my advice so you don't end up making that same mistake. And then I'm going to tell you what I have been doing recently and give you an update since that last drop. But let's start with the new shiny thing. Because, of course, they've dangled something new in front of us. So forget everything else that we were just peeing our pants about yesterday, because now we've got some new shiny stuff. So here we have it. Disney Golden Moments, the Disney Duos. A new set of Golden Moments drops Saturday, March 19th at 8 a.m. Pacific Daily Time. Only on the VeVe app for iOS and Android. Okay, let's run through the items. There is Timon and Pumbaa on the cover poster. This is a blind box drop, which means that you don't know what you'll get until you open it if you are lucky enough to hit the drop. We're not going to go through drop advice in this video. If you want to know what to do to get drops, go watch the Gale. Go watch Chris with VeVe Vault. The links are in the description. They will get you straight. You need to do your homework, your due diligence. If you're new, don't come into the drop unaware of what you need to do just to have a sliver of a chance of getting an item. So here's the first one. It is Timon and Pumbaa. It's a common. $60, 60 gems is the price for the blind box for everything. And they're 13,333. That's a pretty cool one there. Now, we know that in the past, commons usually do very well. They trick us because we tend to think that if an item is uncommon or rare, or even sometimes ultra rare, that it's automatically supposed to do better than a common. If you have not been in this market long enough, please be aware that the commons a lot of times end up stealing the show. And we have had several drops where the commons end up more valuable than everything else in a drop. Not saying that that will happen on this drop, but just be aware of that. If you were so lucky to get a Timon and Pumbaa and you think I'll sell this real quick for a double, you better think again. That might not be a wise idea. Here's the next one. This is classic. I mean, they're hitting on the emotional triggers here for me. Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. See, this is going back to the days of cartoons when you had to tune in to the TV that had the rabbit ears. That's why we say tune in, because you had to adjust the dial. You had UHF and VHF, and you had to fine tune it to get the picture to come in right. So we used to tune in back in the early 70s. Yeah, I was born in 1967. To watch the yearly Winnie the Pooh show. And boy, the earth stopped spinning that one time a year when Winnie the Pooh came on, or when the Wizard of Oz came on, or any of the Christmas cartoons and the, stop motion animation videos. So there's 13,333 of Winnie the Pooh. It also says common, but believe me, it's not going to be very common. I think that's going to be in high demand. Here's the next one. It is Cogsworth and Lumiere. That will be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having this one. I like the artwork on this one. That's just neat. That's cool. I really like that. This one will be called uncommon, 10,333. Next, we've got Flounder and Sebastian. That's a cool one, too. I like that art. It is the rare at 8,333. And then here's the one that I used as the picture on my backdrop. It is Chip and Dale. Now, this one also tugs on the emotional strings because it's taking it way back. So for those of us X generation people, we might be super happy to get one of these because that comes from back in our day. That's right. That's what we had back then. Chip and Dale. So there are only 6,333 of Chip and Dale. We are currently in the middle of a pretty heinous gem squeeze. I'm going to do a separate market report maybe tomorrow or Sunday and talk about how prices are taking a steep dive, but at the same time, they're very strong. For people who are new or that have bought in during the last market cycle peak in November, you might not agree with me, but trust me, prices are strong in comparison to when I picked a lot of these things up. I will be going for a blind box on the drop. Chances are slim to none of getting one. I'm not expecting to get one on the drop. However, you can get them on the market when the market opens, and I will not be doing that. I will probably duct tape my hands together or unplug the mouse and not allow myself to make a purchase on the first day or maybe even the second day. There's going to be a lot of FOMO going on. A lot of people are going to overreact. And they're going to think that the prices are going to shoot up to the moon and not ever come back down. As I have always said, when you miss out on something, these items have a tendency to come back to get you if you wait long enough. Now, here's something I would like to say to all of you that are so excited about this Disney Golden Moments Disney Duos drop. You were going bananas last week when the Pixar Pals came out. You were buying Woody at 300 plus. You were buying the car at over 200 gems. You were buying Edna at 180, 190, 200 and some odd gems. You were buying the little Martian fella, I can't remember his name, at 80, 90, 100 gems. And yes, we have seen the prices of all of those plummet. Did I get one on the drop? No. Did I buy one on the market the next day? No, I did not. One thing I noticed after that drop is for the next few days, people were thinking that the prices were going to continue to rise. And I said, you know what? I don't trust this. And it's because the market is still in distribution. And once the fervor dies down, these items could pivot and follow the rest of the market, which they did. I'm still not buying the Pixar Pals. First of all, I don't have the money yet. I'm waiting on some payments to come in for my consulting work. But second of all, I don't think that they have gone down to the lowest price that they will be. After this Disney Golden Moments drop, those prices might start to come back up and fool everyone. But there's a chance that they could pivot again in a few days and continue to drop, especially if we have another gem squeeze and a major drop announcement. And there are enough rumors right now that we know that there could be a drop coming up within a week or two that could be big enough to drive those prices down even further. Now, reel back to the previous Disney Golden Moments drop. Let's just scroll back and see if we can even find it. When everyone was so excited, it was the, second or third one? Let's see here. And I wanted to get the Daffy Duck one. There they are, right there. And then I also did like the dog. What's that movie there? Okay, so there's Donald and Daffy. We don't need to talk about the fact that the price went from stupid high down to embarrassingly low in the last few weeks since this drop happened. We don't need to talk about the fact that this one that I wanted, Lady and the Tramp, is now what, at 500 gems or less? I think I did see it come in for a brief moment at $4.99. We won't talk about how much some people paid for this in the days after the drop because they were afraid that they were going to go straight up to the moon. Now, recently I sold some of my golden moments. I've gotten rid of half of the collection. I got rid of my one Bart and Homer, stupidly, before I knew what they were going to do. I sold it the day of the drop. I also sold Iron Man, I think at like 800 or 900 gems, and I bought a bunch of stuff. And people said, well, you don't ever sell golden moments. You just don't do that. So sure enough, the price went up to what, 2,000 some odd dollars. Well, guess what? Iron Man's back down to less than the price of what I sold it. Bart and Homer getting very close to less than the price that I sold it. I sold that one at 800 or 900 gems. I can't remember what else I sold, but I still have my C-3PO. I still have, not C-3PO, I'm sorry, R2-D2. I have my Disney hat, the magic hat thing. I always call it the dumb hat. And I also have Pizza Planet truck, and I'm not selling those. I should have sold them long ago and bought them back on the dip because the market cycles always ring true. Now, back to a point I was going to make and I forgot. I've noticed a similarity between something that I see occurring all the time in the cryptocurrency market that also occurs here. And that is over exuberant people predicting a price breakout that ends up not happening. We've had multiple people at multiple times predicting that the bottom was in and prices are about to soar, only to observe prices continue in this distribution mode where they're going down on a pretty steep slope. Not even coming to the point where we're settling down and can call this the accumulation phase. We're talking we're still in distribution. So what can you do about that? Don't FOMO and don't believe everything that you hear on YouTube. No matter how excited that person sounds, nobody can predict the market. Sure, it could blow up tomorrow and just go to the moon. But we could also be in distribution for another 2-3 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. Nobody knows. But just as it is common in the cryptocurrency market where every day we have people say, the bottom is in, Bitcoin is going to explode, we're going to the moon tomorrow. And then it goes down. We see that happening here in the VeVe niche. So just be careful with what you hear on YouTube because nobody really knows what's going to happen. And the best we can do is look to where we are on the charts and make an educated guess about the current phase of the 4 phases of the market that we are in. I'm going to do a basic video so that I can refer back to a specific video that explains the 4 phases. And then it'll be a nice reference point. Okay, so another thing that I'm still waiting on, this one right here, the James Bond motorcycle. It went over 200 and now it is sitting at maybe 119 and still dipping a little bit. Now, I want this one because I'm going to do something that I haven't done for a long time. Write this down. This is an important point. I am going to enjoy the art. That's right. I'm going to shoot some AR videos and take some AR pictures and just enjoy the motorcycle. So what price will I pay? I'm going to pay a price that I feel is low enough that I think it is of value to me as something that I can just enjoy and not for selling in the future. And I realized that I have gotten away from that because I haven't been playing with the art of any of these items. I've just been stacking, and having no fun. So my new rule during the distribution phase, when I want to buy, I'm going to decide on a price that I think would be worth the fun of it. Or with the comics, when I see a comic for $4.50 and it looks interesting and I buy it and I read it and I enjoy it, I'm done. That was less than a ticket to the movie theater. And it was fun to read and then I can keep it. If it goes up in price later on, great. If I can make a 10x, a 100 profit, 100 full profit, great. If it doesn't, I've already gotten my money's worth because it was of value to me. Now, when you invest in these items based on what I just said and have an appreciation for the art, you can't lose. And you'll also find that you will have the patience to make it through the amount of time required in order to turn a profit. I bought this whole set, the Ukraine relief set. I like this set. It's interesting and will make me remember the feelings we had during the breakout of the Russia-Ukraine war. So that's one that I may not ever sell because I can enjoy it as art. You starting to get the picture? Pixar pals, I'm watching you. I'm going to come get you sometime. I might not catch you on the bottom, but when these prices get to the point where I think it's fun to have this guy, Lightning McQueen, sitting in my driveway, I'm going to pounce. Well, that's all I've got. This has been an extended drop day preview that I hope will be valuable after the drop into the market when you are most tempted to spend money while everybody is having a feeding frenzy. I hope you can back off and say, can I really afford this? Do I really need to jump on this? And will these things actually just go straight up to the moon and never come back down? None of this is financial advice because I don't know your financial situation, but I do hope that you took something out of this that you will benefit from in the future. Like, comment, and subscribe if you have not done so already. And thank you for taking time out of your night or morning to watch this video. And hopefully some of this information is evergreen content. And thank you very much to all the people who post positive comments and hit the like button. I appreciate that. Your positive comments and support and feedback is what gives me the gas to keep on doing this. I really enjoy you all. Stay tuned because I will be doing a Twitter Spaces pretty soon with my buddies, Gary, Dokta Strange, Joe, Big Collectibles. We're trying to get together and have a little chat. So maybe we'll record it and I'll turn it into a video. But that is all I have for now. This is Carlton and I am out.